Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2, No Death, No Bonfire run. My name is Bearded Narwhal, also known as Ben. This is Take 3, our character. And right now, I'm going to spend the next couple minutes breaking my weapons against a rock, because we've got a long journey ahead of us at Dragon Lake Castle, so we're going to need as many weapons as we can get. So as of right now, I'm going to speed this up. So after this, I'll have broken 3 different weapons on this rock: the mace, the short sword, and the winged spear. As you've seen in the past videos, if you've watched up until this point, those are the 3 weapons I've been using the most, maybe short of the Dragon Rider longbow, which I actually forget to break here. This is post-commentary, obviously. As I said in the last video, I play a little bit better when I'm speaking after the fact. Hopefully that proves true in the future episodes. And almost there. I'm not entirely sure what judges how much damage a weapon deals to itself when it breaks against something, but I'm sure there's... I don't know if heavy attacks do more, but there it goes. And we'll stop speeding up there. So, and I check with her.
You've been long away. Well,
just to see if she sells anything else, and she doesn't.
No interest.
So I just run back in here.
I knew you.
And we're gonna repair those, and then I actually do upgrade a new weapon. It's a weapon that we found in Doors of Pharos, I believe. Where are you? Do I do it? Maybe not. Okay, upgrade the petrified longbow. This is... There it is. Yes, I upgrade the Mastodon Greatsword. For a second there, I thought I had the wrong video, but no. I decided to just buy all of them from her. She has an infinite stock of Titanite shards, so... Better buy 5.
Visit me.
And then I come back for those large shards later anyway, I think, so I should have just bought them there. And the reason I'm upgrading the Mastodon Greatsword is because that weapon is super powerful. I don't know how often I'll be using it in the future on bosses, but against normal enemies, it proves to be pretty effective.
Visit me.
So... The reason I say I don't know how good it is against bosses is because it has kind of a slow recovery rate, and I don't really want to be stuck out in the open with, like, just able to be hit against a boss, so... And I was having trouble making my choice there, and I decided to go with the Mastodon Greatsword, and then I actually upgrade the Mace and the Mastodon Greatsword, both to +7, giving me 2 really good damaging weapons. And I think that was the best decision I could have made there, but I kind of wish I could get 1 to 10, so I could have like a definitive boss slayer. Oh, I do end up buying that. Oh, I thought I might upgrade my Drangleic shield, but I had forgotten that it upgrades via Twinkling Titanite. And then I start looking at my other shields, and I realized that I said I wouldn't use any of them. So I believe I just upgrade my chest. Yes, I do. So now I have a +1 Royal Swordsman's chest. And I get to equip my weapons again, so I can go on. And I really do wish I had fixed my Dragon Rider bow, but I didn't.
You are bearer.
It's kind of hard to break a bow because you have to like waste a lot of ammo just shooting it into thin air. As opposed to a normal weapon, which obviously, as I've shown earlier in this video, you can just smack a rock with it. I don't know. Kind of wish you could like punch with the bow somehow, but that might be a mechanic they didn't want to add. So I leveled up a lot. I believe mostly endurance. And then I do pop all of these souls. And I always have the habit of starting on the right side, and then I realized that it would be a lot faster to go from the left because it auto-assigns you to the next soul in the series if you do that. I don't know if I use these souls. Okay, I definitely do use these souls. Najka and Duke's Dear Freya. I eat both of them. Because I decide I don't really want the weapons that they can give, so it's not a huge deal.
Bearer of seek, lest this.
And that gives me enough to level up a little more. Toss someone into strength, it looks like. Or do I decide against that? I decide against that. So I put more in endurance. And probably 1 point, yeah, 1 point in vitality. If it weren't for the diminishing returns on Vigor, I probably would just dump everything in there. I believe Vigor has diminishing returns like everything else, but almost all of the other skills in this game have like a soft cap, where they just stop getting as good as you play.
I knew you.
And I spend the rest of my souls at her. I buy 10 more life gems. Oh, I just end up buying all of them.
Thanks.
And I'm off. And we won't be seeing Majula for a long, long time. This is a very, very long path. Probably, I'd say it's the longest we've taken away from Majula, because when you go back a Bonfire on this route, it takes a really long time to go back. Like, you have to fight so many enemies, it's not worth traveling back to Majula. And there's the Gwyrm Great Hammer. Yes, that is an anvil tied to a stick, which is wonderful. And I'm just gonna test this out against those two first enemies in here, but first let's talk to him.
What? Clearing the way? Didn't think you had it in you, pal. No. That's not like it sounds, no. It was a pleasant surprise, that's all. Name's Ben Hart. Thanks to you, I can resume my journey. If we share the same path, I'm sure I'll repay my debt to you in battle. The road ahead's gonna be long. But it's a truth, I swear it.
And I got a new gesture for my trouble. Thanks, Ben Hart. And yeah, we're just gonna smash these two guys with the Gwyrm Great Hammer. The Anvil Maul. Yep, 2-shot. Unupgraded. Super heavy damage on this weapon. Kind of wish I had upgraded this, but I believe it's a Twinkling Titanite upgrade, so I wouldn't have been able to anyway. I just decided to break down that door instead of trying to go in. Smash. And I was thinking how good this was, and then I looked down and saw the durability, and it was already down by a couple points, so I was like, nope. So I re-equip my shield, re-equip my short sword, because that's what worked last time. And I use these lightning urns to help out just a little bit. I always hate this area, but it's really not as bad as I first thought. Maybe the first time I came here I was like either low leveled or I didn't use a really upgraded weapon. I don't know. Something went wrong the first time I came through here, and this room seemed super hard. Maybe I was just intimidated. There he goes. And I switch to the Winged Spear because I realized that I kind of want the short sword a little longer, because I remembered where I'm going and how long it's going to take for me to get back to town, and I'm going to need that if I'm going to survive. Shaded Woods. And after I make my way back to the bonfire that led to the Shaded Woods, the actual Shaded Woods, the foggy part with the assassins, I'm actually going to go a different path, and that is towards Drang Lake Castle, if you haven't played up to this point. And the reason you can't just go that path before is because there's a shrine called Shrine of Winter, and if you're unfamiliar with what that does, Shrine of Winter is basically just this like soul level check, and either you have to have 1 million soul memory, meaning 1 million souls acquired over the course of your gameplay, or you've collected all 4 great souls. Obviously, I've done the second part, which is collect all the great souls, and I didn't do the million soul count. Maybe I should have. I don't know how I could have, besides just homeward boning out and then back in and killing a bunch of monsters again. And that just seems a little grindy, especially since I want to be able to bonfire static bosses to do it. So I think on this kind of run it is best to actually just kill all of the 4 Great Lords. If you were just doing a no-death run, I think it would help to find the boss that you find easiest and then just grind him with bonfire statics until you have 1 million souls. A lot of people have been doing that with the Rotten. I don't know how the Rotten improves as you play, but I assume he does get quite a bit harder as you bonfire static him, though. And yeah, the punch is back. It lives. I believe I punch a couple of these guys down when they just barely survive from a spear stab. A free broadsword. Been accidentally collecting those, I guess. Hello, sneaky ballsack poison man. I just want to know what these are. Like, they don't explain them. They don't look like normal hollows. Like, they don't tell you what they are, and they don't appear in Earthen Peak, which is the weirdest part of all. Like, Earthen Peak seems like the place they should be, not just randomly throughout Shaded Woods. That might just be me, though. Like, why is this dude here? What purpose do you serve to Dragonlake Castle that you're just hiding out here? I don't know. Like, all of the other enemies in the castle make sense to me. These guys, why? Like, they look like tribal, like, weird, non-hollow ballsack poison men? I don't know. It's a lot of modifiers on one thing. And get to poke that guy, too. I don't know what happened, but they decided to de-aggro and just kind of run away. Not sure where they're going. I don't know if their AI is made so that they can run away and like spring this trap to the left, where there's another couple hanging out, I guess. Just one? 2. Like, what's with their, like, bone shaman staff scythe? And I read this and it says secret ahead, and I try to open like a door and I'm like truly wondering what's going on, so I like run around to see if there's anything ahead, and doesn't seem like there is with what I saw. Like, I thought at first maybe you had to like jump around the wall or something, and I was like, oh, no, there's nothing here. So just another false note. There's a lot of them. I want to know who the people are that are like upvoting those, like illusionary wall ahead, and then they just like 1 million people upvote them. And that's when I realized my Dragon Rider bow was so broken. It is super broken. Also, Flexile Sentry's back, except I don't have Luke de Teal, and as you'll see in a couple seconds when it happens, not sure when it's gonna happen, but I thought it happened a lot sooner than this, but there it is. He has help this time. That's super annoying. And I think it's because I like, oh, and he does do a lot of damage, so I'm really glad my health is this high, because he, like, if I was any lower in health, he could just like automatically kill me. And by any lower in health, I mean if I had half the amount of health I have total, which is about how much health my my first character had when I was at this point in the game. And I really wish the shield poke did as much damage as the normal poke, but I guess it doesn't make sense that way, balance-wise or like actual like, physics-wise. Like you can't, like while trying to hold your shield at that, you can't really put all of your body weight without exposing yourself from behind your shield. And I was just checking to see how much the lightning urn did, and the answer is not much, and it's not worth it because he's just gonna hit you. So this kind of becomes a slow, drawn-out poke war against the Flexile Sentry. And there's a couple times where I definitely could have gotten some damage in, but just to be safe, I didn't. So stay tuned for that. Like right there, there's no reason why I couldn't have just stabbed him a couple times, but I'm being super careful because I didn't want to die against Flexile Sentry Part 2, The Reckoning. And it's at this point, you might not be able to tell through YouTube, but when you fight the Flexile Sentries, at least this one, since it's out in daylight, check his arms out, and he appears to be scaled. So, and he hisses when he attacks. So, is this like a lizard man, or some sort of weird race like that? I always thought it was just two, like, giants put together until I like really looked at the out of Nomad's Wharf version of him, and I don't know. He's definitely one of the abominations from Aldea's Keep, but I don't know. Aldea's Keep, and I broke my spear because I attacked his dying corpse too many times. So, Winged Spear, you're retired. We won't be seeing you for a long time. And I try to use the Greatsword for a little bit. By try, you'll see soon what I mean by that. I even allow myself to have a slow roll because I'm like, Greatsword will be able to handle anything that comes up, right? Right? Also, I love how the weapon called Shrine of Winter opens for me. And these wall tablets, supposedly, are about the first 4 Great Lords and Seath the Scaleless. So, if you want, you can like pause those and like check them out. If my sword's not in the way too much. So yeah, I don't spend that much time here. I like look at them one more time because it's the first time I really like sat in here and like gazed upon them. So. And one of the most useful spells for this kind of run that I can't use because I can't touch bonfires is right here. Equipment breakage, not here. Repair. Super good spell if you're really worried about durability, or even in a normal play when you're using like a special weapon who has a special attack that drains a lot of durability, like the Spider's Silk, or so like the curved Dragon Greatsword. Just anything that has like a projectile generally drains like 1/10 of its durability in one swing, so be careful about those. But if you have repair, you can afford to use it a couple times and repair it mid-combat. There's a lot of notes in here. I don't know why the entrance to new areas seems to have like the most concentration of notes, and that says be wary of left, so I'm like really scared for a second. I'm like, oh, is there an enemy I don't remember up there? Is there gonna be like a dragon popping down? No, there's nothing. I don't know why that note's there. And lots of crossbows, and this is where I decide that the greatsword is not going to be the weapon that I use for the rest of the game. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of damage. But looking pretty good. I like it, greatsword. Keep that up. And then this happens. Miss. Stab. Oh, I can do it. What? Miss. Slow roll, slow roll. Let's do it again. There's no way I can do that again, right? Pop down and I'll kick your ass. Miss. Oh. Well, nope. Roll away. Slow roll away. And yeah, let's just go back to the short sword. So what was happening there? The reason my character was just spinning around every time I attacked wasn't because the greatsword's all funky. It's because whichever direction you're like moving after you hit the attack button, it doesn't matter what you're locked onto. The greatsword's going to attack that way. And they programmed it that way so that you could, like, dead angle with heavy weapons and catch people, like, mid or after rolls in PvP. So it kind of balanced out those heavy weapons, but you have to be really used to using heavy weapons and angling them like that, or you're just going to end up missing, like I was. So be careful with that if you don't use heavy weapons, and you'd like to. And I missed this guy, if you're wondering. Yeah. Jerk.
This castle is isolated. But nonetheless, you must forge on. To bring an end to your journey.
So, she says it's isolated. I don't know if she means, like, it's really far from Majula. It's far away from all other things. But it certainly doesn't mean it's, like, devoid of enemies. Because there's one already. I think she means it's far away from Majula. And especially in a no death, no bonfire run, that proves very true. It is a very long path, and you will not be back home for a long time. I think that might be what she's trying to warn you about, but can't really be sure, because I'm not the writers of this game. And I was kind of disappointed with the lightning urn damage in general, so I just blow them on these guys, at least put a little hurt on the first Mastodon. And these guys look so cool. I know I kind of, like, talked shit about them in the last video, but they, like, in their non-rusted armor, they look pretty cool, and I'm more okay with them. Oops. He smacked me in the head and my hood got broken, or, at risk, anyway. And this gets really funky. This camera, like, what's going on? But I end up surviving somehow. I feel like I should have died there. I wasn't good with my stamina conservation. I wasn't keeping track of my enemies very well. I unequip my hood so it doesn't break, but I don't know. That was just terrible on my part, and I'm gonna have to be a lot better about that in the future, like actually managing my stamina and like minding my enemies if I'm gonna survive it through Undead Crypts and beyond. So he swings over my head there. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently. And the Mastodon armor. One of my favorite looking sets in the game. At least the chest looks awesome. And it's way better than the set I was using before. It's like all of its resistances are higher. I think there's one that's lower than the +1 Royal Swordsman set, but I didn't care. This suit's so cool. I'm just gonna use that all day. And this is one of the more annoying areas in the game. You have to kill these dudes in front of the door, and that's not the hardest part. The hardest part is after you kill them in front of the door and offer their souls up to the golems take forever to spin the doorway. It is the longest wait I've ever had in this game. Like, load screen door has nothing on this. Sorry, load screen door. I found a worse door. Or I guess not sorry. Congratulations, you don't suck the worst anymore. Like, load screen door is tolerable. It's tolerable enough that I can make a joke about it. But the door has activated. This is, like, I've already sacrificed the enemies where I'm supposed to. The door's supposed to be opened already, and I'm just still fighting the infinite waves of enemies. Just now started to open. Seriously? Really? Like, I don't know how long that was. Maybe it seems super long in-game and not so much out of it, but that... It's so ridiculous. I'm not a fan of that. And especially since there's enemies that spawn there. Like, I don't feel like the chance of death is worth a cool door animation. Like, they should just disappear if you manage to unlock the door. Also, would it hurt to put a doorbell in front of this place? Like, I have to murder 2 people every time I come in. That's kind of rude.
Who are you? And by whose... This castle. His Highness.
This guy must have been a sacrifice too. He's a ghost. Feel bad for him.
With just
Don't know about ethics in this castle, but I'm pretty sure murdering 2 subjects to walk in your front door every morning, like after your cup of coffee, you go outside to pick up the paper. Oh no, the door closed behind me. Honey, get 2 civilians so I can destroy them so I can go back to bed. Really? Like, Vendrick, I'm not feeling that bad for you anymore.
be safe.
That door just sucks. Like, maybe he had the power to, like, channel his soul gain into the golems himself, and he didn't have to destroy any souls to do it. But, like, that's just, like, not only do you have to kill something next to them, but you don't even get their souls. Like, they don't live on in you. They are trapped inside of a mindless golem to do a task. One task, and that's it. And then they're just gone. Their souls were used to open a door. That is possibly the worst fate I could ever think. Like, hollows are supposed to be soulless, I guess, so it doesn't make sense that they have souls anyway. But, like, you know what I mean. Like, these, it doesn't make sense to me. Also, past that note, these enemies are awesome as well. They have a very similar looking armor to the Mastodons, but I spent a long time farming their armor set when I first played through this. A long time. And then I upgraded it all, and then I never used it again. It's a really cool set, but I found some other cool sets, like the Throne Watcher and Throne Defender sets. Those are super cool. You'll see those later, hopefully in this video. Not this exact video, but this video chain, if you follow. And I try to get fancy with parries in the next couple areas. It's not exactly working out for me, but bear with me. I need to get better at parrying in this game. I feel like everyone does, and I think I could slip through there, but I didn't. Like, this game made parrying way harder. I think that's a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I don't know. It depends on your take, but parrying feels great in PvP now. Like, if you parry someone, you feel like you're the bomb, because, like, you just pulled off something impossible. With, like, the combination of lag and like weird hitboxes and latency issues, you just managed to parry someone, and you're gonna get a reward for it. You're gonna deal some massive damage to them, and yeah, feels good. I think it's Cyan Knight, but other people are calling it Sean, I guess. Sean Knights. I like Cyan, but after fighting those dudes, these Royal Swordsmen are nothing now. And I love how all of these doors are shut. Like, there's so many doors that you can't actually go through. DLC is, like, super viable in this game. You could add it almost anywhere. Any zone could have just a little bit of DLC added. Like, there's even a giant tree that has no memories. So you could even just add a DLC that adds a memory to a giant that you play through. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. DLC where you play as a giant. Maybe add the actual giant clubs as a DLC weapon. Not like DLC weapon as in you like get it for getting the DLC, like it's a weapon you find during the DLC. Or maybe like the Pyromancy Gauntlet that the Pyromancer Giants use. Those are cool. You haven't seen them yet just from these videos, but if you've played through the entire game and gone into the giant memories, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Also, this room sucks. This is the worst room I think I've ever encountered. Like, how many statues are there? I think there's 6. 6 of these on either side of the room. So 12 total. And then 3 of those rooms have ruin sentinels in them. Yeah, that's fair. Thanks, game. And I try to cheese them with my arrows. And they're not having any of that, because they apparently have really high block shields, even though I've had one of their shields before, and it really doesn't block that much. And we're going to get him here. And I believe I just go to town on the other one with my mace. See, that door opened really quickly. Like, you didn't have to open the first door super slowly to get the point across that their souls went in it. I saw that happen. And, once again, striking weapons dealing amazing damage to enemies that other weapons don't. And I couldn't remember if this is Mimic. I know it's not now, obviously, so I just pop it open. I was wondering about those bloodstains was my problem. Like, how do you die in here? Did they, like, draw a Ruin Sentinel in here or something? I don't know. But... And that... that, Ninja Turtle over there kind of freaks me out every time. I wonder what the lore is on that. Like, is that like the prototype statue for his design on the old Ironclads, or just the Ironclads, I guess? That's durability loss. Spit. This area kind of sucks about that. This whole area is kind of a jerk. Like, just in general. Like, this room specifically right here is just, oh look, cool, a bunch of masks. What the... What? No. You know? Like, just... Like, how are you supposed to know that those shoot poison? You're not gonna die from that room, no, but that's kind of unfair, I think. Also, crossbowmen all over the place. One more. Got him. And that guy. And I don't know if it was my heal that aggroed him or my my lock-on, but something happened there and made this crossbowman that previously had no idea I existed and told him, hey, you need to attack this girl with this bow. I don't know. Something weird happened there. Maybe healing increases your threat range or something like that. That life gem, I think, and that's weird. I've never seen that guy do that before. Just like, oh, this is my ledge. This is my stop. See you next time. And I don't know what that item is. I don't believe I go for it. I think I just move on with my life. And I take a couple arrows to the face because I just want to kill this dude. There we go. Yep, 2 arrows. I don't know why I'm concerned about my life gem usage. For some reason, when I see my life gem start to get around 20 or under 20, I start using radiant life gems. And that seems a little counterintuitive to me. Like, shouldn't I use my worst life gems first and hope that my better life gems can carry me into the late game? It's not how I'm treating it. Once again, very strange. Enemy UI. Especially, I hate the fact that those poison arrows don't affect the knights. They only affect me. So, like, is it a trap, or are those masks alive and they, like, spit toxic darts? I don't know. And I don't think a single one of these knights drop their armor in this zone. Well, gotta roll back through. And that is the best I've ever gotten through that room right there. The single roll run, not a single arrow taken. Felt really good about that. Maybe a lot of the masks were still on, like, cooldown from hitting me the first time. I want their sword. I don't know if that's a thing you can actually get, but it looks super cool. And I would like to use it. I just don't know if it exists. I know their halberd exists. But I want that sword. And also that. Like, those abilities are super cool, and the player character can't do them. Like, I know they wouldn't be that good for PvP unless you've just, like, guard broken someone, but that would be badass if you could, like, guard break them or parry them and just, like, catch your arm or sword or whatever that was on, like, with lightning and just slap them with it. That's badass. That's why I play these games, to feel like a super badass. And here's Nameless Usurper, Lycia, also known as. And Nameless Usurper is actually, like, kind of more intimidating than I thought here. Like, I kill her pretty easily. I remember being scared more so here. Huh, she only hit me once. Okay. But she does do quite a bit of damage if you let her combo you. So, watch out for her. Especially if you, like, don't see her coming. Like, you could run up here and not know she's gonna appear behind you, and then just get, like, destroyed by a dagger, and it doesn't feel good to die to her. I've done it before, so watch out for that. Oh, hi, Midna. Are you here to watch me play? Or, watch me play while I comment on it? She ran away. Not even Minda watches my channel. Nope. These angles get really strange. Like, totally thought I could shoot above that. Thought the hitbox was a little more elegant than that, but it's not. And then get that one. Get shot. And nope. Like, why didn't that one hit and then this one does? Like, what's going on? I don't even. But this is by far the best dexterity bow you can get in the game. It is really unfortunate that it's this late, because in this kind of run I would love to be a dex build, because they're so much faster, and I feel a lot safer with a fast dex weapon that recovers quickly. And if I could go dex build, I could just wait. I could get that early, but because it's so late, I feel kind of forced to go full strength until this point in the game. Maybe I'm thinking about it too hard, but I don't think it's very good that it's this late. Because a lot of the N-tier strength weapons I already have. I have the Mastodon Greatsword, I have a pretty strong mace. I have the will to not talk to Nashandra here, so I'm going to sign out. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.